President Biden goes over his State of the Union address. We'll go over the details that you may have missed. Also, President Biden says that there might be $10,000 going out to millions of Americans. I'll give you the details here of that here in this video as well. Thank you so much for liking these videos. It helps spread this information to more people on YouTube. Let's jump right in. Okay, first, here's President Biden addressing his age concerns at the State of the Union address. Remember that Biden and Trump are both about 3 years difference in age. Here's what he has to say.
In my career, I've been told I was too young. By the way, they didn't let me on the Senate elevators for votes sometimes. Not a joke. And I've been told I'm too old. Whether young or old, I've always known what endures. I've known our North Star. The very idea of America is that we're all created equal and deserve to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up to that idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I won't walk away from it now.
Biden, who's already 80, would be well into his 80s in the next 4 years if he wins. Trump would also be into his 80s in the next 4 years. Kind of makes you wonder if there should be an age limit. Of course, both of them think that they're fit for presidency and that age is not a factor. Mitch McConnell also thought the same thing when he, stared blankly into the camera and couldn't answer questions. This is kind of the problem here, is that everybody thinks they're okay for candidacy until they're not, no matter the age. And this is, kind of the problem when they're already in office. You can let me know let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Another issue that he addressed was the border. Republicans and Democrats have been trying to get some bills passed to address the border, which they have not been able to successfully do. Here's what President Biden said about that.
In November, my team began serious negotiation with a bipartisan group of senators. The result was a bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing.
Biden also revived calls for an assault weapons ban with a Uvalde girl in attendance. Take a listen here.
With us tonight is Jasmine, whose 9-year-old sister Jackie was murdered with 21 classmates and teachers in an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Very soon after that happened, Jill and I went to Uvalde for a couple of days. We spent hours and hours with each of the families. We heard their message, so everyone in this room, in this chamber, could hear the same message. The constant refrain, and I was there for hours meeting with every family. They said, do something. Do something. Well, I did do something by establishing the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House, that the Vice President is leading the charge. Thank you for doing it. Meanwhile, my predecessor told the NRA he's proud he did nothing on guns when he was president. Oh. After another shooting in Iowa recently, he said, when asked what to do about it, he said, just get over it. There's his quote, just get over it. I say, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it.
Of course, that's a tough one because, the United States actually owns more guns than people in the United States. And we have the whole age-old battle of, gun rights versus the tragedies here. That also brings us to the next issue of what is happening in Gaza and also Israel. Take a listen here.
This war has taken a greater toll on innocent civilians than all previous wars in Gaza combined. More than 30,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of whom are not Hamas. Thousands and thousands of innocent women and children, girls and boys, also orphaned. Nearly 2 million more Palestinians under bombardment or displacement. Homes destroyed, neighborhoods in rubble, cities in ruin. Families without food, water, medicine. It's heartbreaking. I've been working nonstop to establish an immediate ceasefire that would last for 6 weeks to get all the prisoners released, all the hostages released, to get the hostages home and ease the intolerable and humanitarian crisis and build toward an enduring, something more enduring. The United States has been leading international efforts to get more humanitarian assistance to Gaza. Tonight, I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean on the coast of Gaza that can receive large shipments carrying food, water, medicine, and temporary shelters.
And meanwhile, Russian President Putin is sitting back and laughing as support for Ukraine has significantly waned, and he is maybe going to start winning the war in Ukraine and show the world that you can just invade other countries at will and do what you want. This will also send a message to China that you can maybe invade Taiwan at will, and maybe Hamas that you can invade at will, and send a message to dictators across the world that do whatever you please. It's a tough pill to swallow. You can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. President Biden also proposed a $10,000 tax break for first-time home buyers, starter home sellers, saying here, President Biden has floated plans to address the country's affordable housing issues, including new tax breaks for first-time home buyers and starter home sellers. However, experts have mixed opinions on the proposals. Well, that's kind of common, right? I know the cost of housing is so important to you, Biden said during his State of the Union speech Thursday night. If inflation keeps coming down, mortgage rates will come down as well, but I'm not waiting. Biden proposed a mortgage relief credit of $5,000 per year for 2 years for the middle class first-time home buyers, which would be equivalent to lowering the mortgage interest rate for a median price home by 1.5% or 1.5 percentage points for 2 years, according to an outline released by the White House on Thursday. The administration is also calling for a 1-year credit of up to $10,000 for middle-class families who sell their, quote, starter homes to another owner-occupant. They define starter homes as properties below the median price for the seller's county. Quote, many homeowners have lower rates on their mortgages than current rates, the White House says. This lock-in effect makes homeowners more reluctant to sell and give up that low rate, even in circumstances where their current home no longer fits their household needs. And this has really been a major problem for millions of people. However, it's difficult to predict whether Biden's proposal will progress during a presidential election year, especially with a split Congress. In 2023, those making the median U.S. income of $78,642 would have spent 41.4% of their earnings by purchasing a median home price of $408,000, up from 38.7% in 2022, the report found, which is astounding. And if you've been watching my show, there's been a lot of stuff like this coming out, especially because it's an election year. I'll link you to some more stuff that has just been announced here in some recent videos. Make sure to subscribe down below here so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for liking. Share these videos with anybody that needs to hear this information. Click here to see another announcement that is going to save Americans billions of dollars. Or click here to see a recent victory by former President Trump. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.